In this video, we're going to take a look at an app that Google has that takes the files that you make in the Google Apps and puts local copies accessible to you in your Finder on your Mac. Where this really benefits you is that it makes organization a lot easier. So we're going to start here with my Google Drive, and you can see I just have a bunch of files all placed in here. They are things that I made in Google Slides, Google Docs, and Google Sheets. It's just kind of a mess. So I'm going to get that app installed, and the name of that app is called Backup and Sync. I'm going to have a link in the description for the video below that will take you to where you can download it and get that installed. When I get that installed, obviously it's going to have me sign in for the first time. Now this app does two things. First, I already told you that it takes the files that you make in the Google Apps and puts local copies on your computer, and it does that because everything gets stored in Google Drive and it syncs the folders from Google Drive. But it also has the ability to back up documents that you have in other places on your Mac. That's a little bit redundant because here at school we have other software that backs up everything on your Mac. So we're actually going to uncheck all those options at the first screen. We don't need the folders backed up into our Google Drive because we already have them backed up in another way. Now it's going to ask what content from my drive that I want to bring down to my computer. I'm going to say everything. If you have lots of files, you might want to come to this option where it says sync only these folders and select specific folders. But I'm going to do everything because I don't have a ton of things, and I'm also trying to make folders out of the content that I do have. So you'll see up on the top on your menu bar on the right, it adds this little cloud icon that shows you that it's working, and it's setting up that's setting up the sync between your Google Drive and your computer. When you open Finder, you'll now see on the left-hand side of Finder that it adds a folder for the content in your Google Drive. It'll start syncing the information. It might take a few minutes depending on how much content you have. Now, once the app is finished syncing all my files, I now have access to all of them, which is great. And I love this for two reasons. One, it makes it really easy to launch those documents. Instead of having to go to my web browser, logging into Drive, finding the file that I want, I can come to Finder like I'm accustomed to, pick the document I want, double click it, and it'll automatically launch within my browser for me. The other is organization tools. I think the Mac does a really great job of offering ways to organize your files. Not only do I have the ability to quickly sort by name, date modified, type, to group things, but I can also make folders a lot easier as well. And those changes that I make here in Finder will then sync up to my Google Drive so that if I do need to log into Google Drive from a web browser, maybe from a different computer, all my organization remains in place. So I can go ahead and pick the documents that I want. And there's this great feature on the Mac where if I right click, I then can create a folder with the items that I have selected, and I can call that whatever I need to call it. And I can go ahead and go through and get everything organized really quickly. Great. Now once I have my folders made, I can go back to my Google Drive, and you'll see that those changes are already effective in my drive. One thing to point out is I know I've been using the term about local copies. This does not take the place of offline access, meaning that I can launch files here, but it still does require an internet connection. If you want offline access, check out our other video talking about how to get that set up. We want to help everyone become as comfortable as possible with G Suite and the Google app, so if you have any other questions, let us know at tech@sch.org. We're going to have more videos on our YouTube channel, and if you feel like you need more training, sign up for a Teacher Talk, which is a 30-minute one-on-one training session with a tech lifeguard where we cover whatever you would like. There's a link in the description below to sign up.